Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Tom Lilly. I'm joined by Phil Forshore. We are both with Global Sense, and we are going to be presenting GCI's Document Automation solution. This solution accelerates cycle times, improves compliance, and reduces overall costs of generating complex documents. It has the ability to collect, combine, and order business documents, pulling together either whole documents, fragments, or phrases into a single document. You can create such document types as manufacturer record books, DD-250s, user manuals, legal agreements, etc. The solution covers the collection of the different types of documents, the ability to format those documents, applying styles and colors and fonts and other layouts, etc. You can structure the document to include headers and footers and watermarks. We'll go over more details there, as well as different publishing options. So you can publish to PDF, you can publish to a controlled printing app, you can apply signatures, both graphical and digital. And by the way, this solution can coexist with AdLib or Blazon if you already have those deployed. However, document automation can be used as a replacement for both AdLib and Blazon. This delivers the same functionality and many more features. All right, Phil, over to you.
Thanks, Tom. So the first stage is the collection of the content. That could be done manually from Content Server. It could be done in an automated fashion using, for example, Content Server workflows, and you would use metadata-driven collection in that case. You can pull fragments and phrases for creating contracts. You can also insert metadata from workflows, documents, Content Server itself into those documents. And you can reuse pieces of documents and repurpose them, for example, in websites. And finally, you can actually pull documents and content from your file system. Part of the collection is actually converting many different file types into a single format. Document automation can convert over 300 different file types into, for example, PDFs, HTML, Microsoft Word documents, and there are quite a few others. But the idea of document automation is that you can take many disparate file types and put them into one single type. Tom.
Thanks, Phil. So what we're showing here is the ability to insert a footer onto a page. This particular footer, we're pulling in the page number, so the current page, as well as the total number of pages. You have the ability to select the style of the footer that you want from a font, how you want it justified to the left or the right, how you want it aligned, the size of the font, the color. What we've got here is all the different types of colors you can pick for the color of the font itself, as well as you have the ability to choose the transparency of the watermark or the footer or the header, etc., and how you have it aligned. There's all these different configuration options, which would be a part of the controlled process for when you apply this to whichever document you include as part of the process. So whether it's adjusting fonts or colors, sizes, styles, layouts, all of that can be adjusted based on predefined configurations. This can be handy for adherence to corporate standards. You can also create a document theme. So if you were doing a proposal for a company like Coca-Cola, you could style your document to use a similar font style and color like red for Coke. You could then take that same set of documents and rebrand it for Pepsi using the Pepsi Blue and using their font style and color. So it's very flexible and can help with transforming your base content into specifically branded or formatted based on either corporate needs or on the intended purpose of the document, like doing a sales proposal. Next up is the structure. So when we say structure, we have the ability to pull the documents into a virtual document layout, if you will. In the lower right-hand corner of the screen, you see that you have the ability to have sections and subsections. And for each one of those sections or subsections, you have the ability to have a cover page. You don't have to have a cover page, i.e. if you see the words none, but if you do want a cover page for that section, you can put that in there. You also have the ability to pull information in, whether it's a fragment or a phrase versus a whole document. So if you're using fragments or phrases, that might be for like a legal document. So you might say for the state of New York, you have different clause for section 6 of a legal document. Or maybe if you were doing business in Australia, you might have different legal requirements than if you were doing them in Austria. So you can have the system set up based on metadata rules or things like that to pull in the appropriate phrases. At that point, you'd want to use the concept of a continuous so that each phrase would look like it was part of one document, as opposed to if you're pulling in whole documents, you want them to start at the beginning. Again, there's a variety of features that you set as part of the whole templating and creation process. Once you've created those templates, then you reuse them going forward. The system has the ability to insert headers and footers, watermarks. The table of contents can be auto-generated and reflects the document order. If you have existing PDF bookmarks, those can be included. If you have existing tables of contents in Word documents, those will be included as well. Phil?
Thanks, Tom. So finally, you need to publish your document that you have collated, formatted, build a structure for, and now you decide what format you want to publish it into. As you can see from this slide, there are a number of different file formats that you can convert to. The most popular, of course, being PDF, but we have many options here. You can also define the document name. If it's going to be a new document, you can use internal tags in Content Server to specify that name, for example, date tags. We can also do is specify where it's going to be stored. So it might be a new document, so you specify its location, or it could be a new version of an existing document. Then what you end up having a number of options. You have the option to perhaps purge older versions. You can move the document post-creation, and lots of other options available. Now, when you convert them, you can also have it signed. When you sign a document, that is actually recorded within Content Server as part of this system.
You also have the ability to graphically sign it. So you can either choose to have something to a certificate authority like DocuSign or YubiKey, or even the OpenText Core sign is on our roadmap, or you can graphically sign it. So you can have a graphical representation of an individual signature to show up on the document. We store the approval information on the document so you can use that for audit compliance and other purposes as needed. So there's lots of options when it comes to graphical signatures.
Thanks, Tom. Controlled printing. What we're able to do within Document Automation is ensure that when you print a document, we record who printed it, to what printer it was printed, number of copies, which pages, etc., etc. We can do this because we use watermarks to mark the particular document. We record in a database structure information about whom printed and when they printed it. We can also tag those documents to make sure that we are aware and you are aware of when they were printed. And all of this can be reported. We do have an option to tag a PDF file. So if it was downloaded and not printed in a controlled fashion, you could, for example, watermark it with uncontrolled copy, or potentially just put on the date and time it was printed. Tom.
So now let's talk about the overall information we provided here today. So we've covered how you can reduce your overall production costs of documents, how you can speed the creation to publishing. You can increase your revenue by getting these documents like MRBs and other user guides, etc., to customers quicker to get revenue recognition. And you have eliminated human error by automating these different processes. We've had customers save over $2 million annually by deploying this document automation solution. It reduces time and effort of automating documents, compiling them, transforming them, and putting them into a controlled publishing process. You can add styles, formatting, structures. You can sign them, convert them into many file types like PDF, Word, HTML, and more. You have the ability to take a document and split it into subsections. So if you have an existing Word document that you get from one of your vendors and you need to split that so that you can repurpose the information, that's a part of the solution as well. This system integrates into existing content server solutions. Our products are just like any other OpenText module. They install into the system just like if they were an OpenText solution. It works with Content Suite as well as extended ECM for SAP or for engineering, any of the OpenText Content Suite solutions. There are no client-side components required for the solution, so no need to have MS Word sitting on the server. It also does not include an application server like Tomcat. It's very easy to install and configure, and once you've set up your document processes, your templates, it's ready to go. Phil?
Thanks, Tom. So if you require more information about GCI Document Automation or GCI Power Tools for Documents, you can see the links on the screen, or alternatively, just go straight to www.globalsense.com and you'll find it on there.
Thanks, Phil. So who is GlobalSense? Well, GlobalSense has been a technology partner for over 15 years with OpenText. We're a Solex partner, which means OpenText resells our products and supports them worldwide. We are recognized as a leader in heavily regulated or capital-intensive industries. We have experts on staff that have been working on Content Suite or its predecessor LiveLink for going on 30 years. And we really like customers to thrive in a regulated world. Phil?
Thanks, Tom. This is a summary of the benefits of using document automation. You can see auto-generate and publish complex business documents through controlled processes, inserting headers, footers, etc., converting over 300 file types, signing of documents, and control and record printing.